Now, here's a short story about a guy who handles things like a boss when his girl decides to get physical with him. And when I say physical, I don't mean in the good way. And unbeknownst to her, records the whole thing and has her arrested. However, to no surprise, different friends and family don't believe him. And even after showing video evidence, they still, some of them, are looking and taking her side. And I'll be going to go over here, guys, on multiple fronts here. This isn't very long, but it's important to remember here. Many of you are well aware, certainly many of you are guys that are older, how the deck is stacked against us. And yet another one is that guys can be, it can be said that guys did certain things, if you will. Gotta watch what I say here. And like that, we can be arrested. Doesn't matter. Her word against ours. It's BS. And in a situation like this, gals can get physical with a guy, and again, not in a good way, and a guy can make a complaint and nobody takes him seriously. Like, what kind of man are you? Or something like that. And it's just a joke. And you get friends and family, so-called friends and family, not believe you. Well, guys, you have to report it. You have to stand strong, and you can't tolerate that crap. Titled, Am I the a-hole for getting my girlfriend arrested? No. And a shout out to Dave for sending this story. He says here, now listen to this. This is nuts. This is some unhinged crap here. It says, last night my girlfriend and I fought over a car repair bill. She accused me of hiding costs from her. He says in parentheses, I had receipts, which she completely ignored. She screamed that I was manipulating her, and she said she'd ruined my life. She became violent, so I started filming. So, sounds like she obviously has a history of this. And yet you can say, well, why in God's green earth is he with her still? Well, that's on him. The fact that he could just instantly I'm going to get my Android out here and start recording this. She dumped water on my desk, ruining my notebook with a book character scheme and some electronics, and grabbed my seizure medication, which I reminded her were medically important, but she told me the world would be better off if I were to jump off a bridge. She knocked over a bookshelf and tried to set it on fire. All on video. Holy crap. This chick is mental. But someone like this can just say, officer, but of course crying, of course, look what he did to me. And all she has to do is get a freaking an iron and go whack her in the head. I ended up locking myself in my car and I called the cops as I did not want to fight and was afraid of personal attack. She has been arrested. Well, good for you, man. Glad you called the cops. Glad you restrained yourself from doing anything. Because, guys, someone's doing something like this. Now, she was obviously knocking things over and trying to set things on fire and smashing things. But but I'm sure there's probably other things I'm mentioning here. It would take a lot to restrain yourself. And if he did anything, he'd be arrested. Both of our families have always been on her side generally. Why? You can't tell me her family doesn't know that she has anger issues and is unhinged. I'm worried that they will argue that she was justified in some way, or that I provoked her. I'm honestly afraid that I'll be ostracized by most of my social circle if she is punished. I'm also worried that she'll be back soon enough to harass me again. Am I the a-hole? Smack! No, you're not the a-hole. Dude, she's nuts. You're protecting yourself. What happens next time when she loses it? Now that she's been arrested, do you think she's going to take that lightly? Holy crap. We're not done yet here. You're not the a-hole. You got to take care of yourself. You need to get away from her. If you're in an apartment sharing together, you need to get her out of there or get away from her, whatever it takes. And restraining order and cameras wherever you are, and watch yourself. Holy crap. And worrying about family and friends, that your social circle, believe me, they're not your friends and they're not your real family if they don't believe you, let alone that you got evidence. Now, we're not done yet. It says, an update here. I showed my family the video, and they mostly took my side. Mostly? What do you mean mostly? How can anybody not 100% be on his side? I've been in contact with the police, who charged her with domestic you-know-what. I also requested a protective order. This has been a very stressful situation, and I'm glad it's mostly under control now. I hope to have all this behind me as soon as possible. Thank you for suggestions and support. Well, there you go. But this ain't over yet, because she's going to get out. And someone like this who feels like they have nothing to lose, that's a dangerous enemy. And obviously she needs to be heavily medicated, not to mention put in a room with rubber walls or something like that in a straitjacket. Holy crap. I mean, you all, I don't want to be, I can't say this because you never know, YouTube's psycho about some things, but many of you know the movie Fatal Attraction, the crazy blonde, and the rabbits. Yeah. So this dude here needs to really watch out for himself and cut off anybody else that doesn't have his side. Life's too short. But again, guys, making the point, you get in a situation like this, you need to get out of it. Girl gets physical with you, you got to get away, but you got to watch yourself and try to record any possible chance, But it's BS. And by the way, I did a video yesterday on my main channel, Strong Successful Male, which if you haven't joined it, come join it. And this guy wrote in about his wacko feminist sister, younger sister, and half-sister, and how she came crying to him one time on the phone because her boyfriend cheated on her and she broke up with him and he's trying to calm her down. She's in the car and she proceeds to say that she punched him. And, immediately this guy is like, that's absolutely unacceptable. Yeah, he cheated on you and he's a jerk and all that, but you have no excuse to punch him. Okay, to get physical, because if the situation was reversed, that guy would be arrested if she cheated on him and he got violent with her. Absolutely be arrested. You can't. Absolutely, that's unacceptable. And he said, unless you own up to that, apologize to him, I might have nothing to do with you. Well, of course, she blamed it all on the other guy and took no responsibility for that. And he told her, you're a bully because he can't fight back. These gals that do this to these guys, they know they can't fight back. And I had a lot of people who watched that who didn't like what he did. He said it's none of his business, or he overreacted, or he shouldn't have said that when she was all worked up. And some people didn't like it. I agree with him. Well, I stand by that. You can't accept that crap. And somebody does that stuff, a girl, you have to obviously speak your mind. But anyhow, this is kind of more of a teaching video more than a entertaining short story, but I got to say what I got to say in these situations. I'm going to read some comments here. Comments are very supportive of guys who've been through this crap. One guy says here, I tend to be a laid-back guy. I've always been so. I became an easy target for women who want to find a guy they want to control. Luckily, having a manipulative mother, I see the signs quickly and shut it down fast. Did I ever know why? Thank goodness. She is using that power over you to control you. Look at it that way. Hopefully, you have renter's insurance. If you stay with family, ask to file a claim on the homeowner's insurance and provide the video so they can go after the girl in the family. Good that you went to the police. Now there's a paper trail. Use that to your advantage. Another guy says, not the a-hole. This is domestic, what. My ex-wife was like this. She would throw things at me, jab me with sharp objects, slam doors on my fingers, bite me repeatedly, punch me, and I never did anything about it because she was straight up lied to the police. Holy crap. But right there, see? Well, why the hell did he divorce her? Well, probably... initially, she said, you leave me. Oh, I'll do this, this, and this. She pretended to be the victim to anybody who would listen. She got wasted one night and attacked me in the bathroom. Every time I tried to walk out of the bathroom, she would punch me or grab my head and bite my ears, etc. I couldn't fight back because she would have me jailed immediately. I finally started recording her with my phone and captured her punching me, trying to bite me. I ran out of the house and took my son with me. Oh my God, the poor kid. Yeah, wackos. I've been told by bouncers and police officers that in a drunken bar fight or something like that, they'd much rather deal with a guy, a big solid guy, maybe trained to fight, versus a little gal who can just go crazy with kicking and scratching and biting like a cat who had water dumped on it, any day. And this is what she got, because she knows he can't fight back. One little get off me shove, boom. Here come the police. I went straight to the sheriff's department. I showed them my wounds on my ears and back. The deputy snickered and said my bites looked old. Right there. Do you hear that? Cop laughed at him. I whipped out my phone and showed him the video of her attack. He immediately got on his phone to have a deputy pick her up and charge her with DA. Sorry about the wall of text. Get out of there before she offs you. Thank you. And another one, this guy says, not the a-hole. Breakups almost always suck, and you might doubt yourself, but you're currently in the process of dodging a nuke. This is abuse. You do not deserve this, and F anyone who tells you otherwise and puts the blame on you. Even if you don't want to do anything drastic, you should go to the police just so there's a record of it. Make sure you got all your important stuff together and take care of yourself. Good luck. And one more. This is a good one, too. This video is more about, again, like this is like an after school special type of video for anybody above 40 years old. You know about the after school specials and shit from the 80s. This guy says here, your true friends and family will know your true character and the type of person you are. You will realize the snakes and the fakes from this experience. If they choose her side when you literally have video proof and was scared enough to call the cops and break up with her. If they choose her side even after seeing that video simply because she's a woman, they're morons and sexist. Hey, you know what? They're doing him a favor. He can see who's on his side and who's not. If I was you, I'd be telling them exactly what happened before she does, because someone like her is going to tell a bunch of lies to look like the victim. You mean control the narrative? She wants to ruin your life and will try with her BS that she's going to spill. I would show everyone the video, and I would also get cameras outside and inside my property, because this woman actually sounds like a crazy lunatic psycho narcissist who should be in a mental hospital, and I'm not even joking. Well, she should be someplace else, but I can't say that here on YouTube. Keep yourself safe, and it should be your main priority right now. I also wouldn't be friends with anyone that is going to be friends with her, as you don't want to have mutual friends with somebody as crazy as her, as she could be getting updates about your life through them, etc. And that would make me feel unsafe and could actually be unsafe for you. Amen. And also, I would not be posting anything about himself on social media. Make sure she's blocked, and watch that for a while too, because she'll use that as a way to find him and track him down and all that. But holy crap. So there you go, guys. Can't tolerate this crap. Get video footage, and if you know anybody that's going through this, be their friend. Listen to them, because again, and just making the point that the crap that guys deal with.